We ain't talking about Ghislaine Maxwell getting apprehended. So my question about her is, why was she not arrested at the time that Jeffrey Epstein was arrested?
Because, did you watch the documentary?
I watched the documentary, yes.
Okay, so in that one plea deal that he made, the wording in there was, if he went to jail, he admitted to his guilt, whatever those terms was, that anybody associated with him was protected. That was in his immunity. Yes.
That I was like a sweetheart deal or something, whatever.
Yes. Yes.
So now that he's dead, that no longer applies.
So now that he's dead, I don't think now that he's dead, because what also was in those wordings was, if you spoke out, you wasn't going to be able to reap the benefits of the payout that was paid out to the victims or whatever. So these victims that are speaking out, and I think it's like two of them that haven't even been identified yet. They're like, the hell with it. So I guess they don't fall under that clause. So that's why they were still able to go back and you know what I'm saying, like arrest her or whatever. She wasn't doing a very good job of hiding, but it has been a year. I know that they were saying that she needs to be in protective custody because, you know, that they were saying that, you know, Jeffrey Epstein was murdered, which I don't second guess that at all. But I'm sure that the same people that were scared of what Jeffrey could say are the same people that's going to be scared of what she can say as well. So,
because as soon as I heard that she was apprehended, I was like, well, they putting her on suicide watch too.
Yeah. So,
and I think the latest headline that I read said that she's prepared to name names as well. So.
Something's going to happen where it's going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened, to get it moved on so she don't expose people who was really touching little kids, like young girls. And I know for a fact it's the average Joe. It's your next door neighbor. It's somebody that you wouldn't think that would do something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be those people. So,
yeah, I'm thinking. I mean, she's prepared to say names, but it depends on. I think she's only prepared to say certain names, like.
And who knows? Who knows what's on the table for her?
Yeah, they could have a nice little sweetheart deal awaiting her.
Trying to be back.
Okay.
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
We just can't see you.
Can y'all see me?
No.
Huh?
No.
All right, I'm trying to go back in. Hold on.
Oh, goodness. Oh, there you go.
I'm sorry for the technical difficulties.
Well, we were just talking about Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ooh. She naming names?
I was just saying that I think that she's prepared to name certain names, but I don't think she's going to spill all names.
Takashi Maxwell? They already talk about suicide watch for her.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Murder watch, suicide watch.
We know what comes next. They'll mysteriously abandon their posts.
The government is so wicked, they'll give her immunity if she named the right names. That's what I think.
That's what I was thinking it is. She's only prepared to name certain names. She ain't gonna spill them.
She ain't gonna name everybody. It's too many.
She ain't gonna name
too many.
And then, like, some people, do you think for 1 second somebody like a Prince Andrew or whatever? I mean, yeah, he was in a documentary and all that, but do you think he's not connected enough to have her killed, even in jail?
I don't know. It might have to be an inside job. It might have to be somebody from over here, I think. She might.
But do you think he don't have a connect over here?
Her connects
So,
might
do
be
a favor.
sicker
He
than
had Jeffrey Epstein. You don't think he got other people just like him that are doing favors?
And Jeffrey Epstein was taken out.
I don't think he's the one that got Epstein taken out. I think
No. I'm not saying that he did. I mean, I'm just saying. I feel like he got connections to where he could have something happen to her. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know who had Jeffrey taken care of, but I definitely believe somebody did.
But I think Andrew. I don't even think. I think that Epstein and Maxwell, they might be more powerful in the U.S. than Andrew. That's just me. I think they were very powerful people.
Yeah, you powerful until you in jail and you going and you flipping and talking.
Yeah, I think that got Trump and Clinton.
You powerful until the pressure is on you.
Yeah.
Once the pressure is on you and you can implement people of power, it's a whole different ball game. Everybody is scared. Everybody is shook. I was saying to Jessica, like, the same people that was scared when Jeffrey got arrested and went to jail for this last time, or the same people that's scared now that she is in custody, because she knows about everybody and who's who, what's what. Like, she knows. She was his right hand for years.
She ran the operation. He just reaped the benefits of it. She's the brain of the operation as far as what we know.
I mean, I think that they were co-conspirators. I think that they had equal amounts of power in the situation.
I think the power might have been equal, but I think she was the mastermind behind it all.
Oh, like getting it started?
Mm-hmm. Just because of who her dad was and how she grew up. Like, she grew up.
Yeah.
He's like, they say he's like the king of blackmailing.
Yeah.
Her dad. So it's like, it ain't too far-fetched.
And they were trying to say that at some extent she was sort of a victim too of Jeffrey. Do you think that?
No.
I mean, in that case, I think all of them might have been victims of Jeffrey, but she's her own monster.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
I don't. I'm leaning towards Utah. I think she planted the seed for him to be like, hey, you can make a lot of money doing.
Yeah, but he was already shiesty because he was doing what Bernie Madoff did.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So he was already his own monster.
And he was already his own monster in that aspect, and the aspect that he liked the little girls too. He liked the young girls too.
My big thing was.
But do you think that he planted the seed for that specific hustle? He been a hustler, but you think she planted the seed for that? Oh, yeah.
Hustle? I think she was like you were saying, there's more money to be made out there than what she was talking about. These little girls that you sleeping with, we could start blackmailing these people because I'm telling you, they probably already was doing that little dumb child molestation stuff, but they made it a real traffic ring. They had that shit like a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
They had girls out recruiting other girls.
Right, and then because that way, if I'm going down, everybody's going down.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Which I don't still understand how the girls that was recruiting other girls are getting immunity. Like,
yeah, it's a whole.
The one girl was getting molested, and she got her little sister to do it. Like, how ain't you getting in trouble for that?
I said the same thing about some of those chicks for R. Kelly too, especially that one chick that did the interview, and she was recruiting. Yeah. Yes.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, if you recruiting for somebody, you gotta go. Like
Yeah.
you gotta do some time.
She was recruiting for R. Kelly. She said that. And some of the girls she touched too. Like it was like a thing.
Yeah. The one
She
who
said
was his
that
old
she
girlfriend and
said
hit
that in the
before.
documentary. Because whenever she said that, I was like, well, why the fuck ain't she in jail?
Right.
The thing,
So
the thing is, don't nobody really want to tackle the sex trafficking thing.
it's
Everybody
too
going down.
big. Everybody's
Everybody,
connected.
yeah, but everybody's going down singularly. They're not like,
But I mean, and then you could also play the hand like if he recruited me, then I was coerced into being a recruiter. Like, you know what I mean? So you can play that part too.
Mm-hmm.
but see, my big thing, when it's all said and done, it ain't nothing like the movies. On the movies, like the Jackie Chan movies, they come busting in and they arrest everybody at the same time and get all the little girls out. But on this shit, it'd be like one person. Like they gonna make one person take the fall, and then these motherfuckers gonna keep doing this shit all day, every day.
Yeah.
It's too big of a business. It's sad to say that
It's
out loud,
crazy.
but it's too big of a business. It's too worldwide and
Honestly,
too spread.
human trafficking and probably organ trafficking is probably the two most lucrative things in the world. Like,
But yeah, because you know what? I mean, okay, on the Jeffrey Epstein type level, we know that's been going on for years, but I feel like within maybe the past 8 to 10 years, we've been hearing about human trafficking on like in the local areas of people getting snatched and stuff like that. So I mean, people on the lower level have been finding out there's lots of money to be made.
it's that black
Look at
lab,
these
man.
drugs, we're gonna traffic people.
But you
And
want to know?
so you see all those missing people, those missing kids, those missing teenage girls. Like I just in my heart and soul, I just know that all of those kids are not dead. Like they're not dead. They are somewhere. They're in another country, in
And
another
that's the
state,
thing.
being held
They talk
against their
about this
will.
stuff, but they don't never talk about the girls that's sold or the humans that's sold to the other countries. Like there's so many girls that's probably shipped over to other countries like cargo and that's not talked about.
Yeah, because y'all hear I'm talking about how there's thousands and thousands of black girls who are on missing persons list and nobody is looking for them.
Man, they probably
Do
kill
you
them.
think that like a large part of that list are people who've been trafficked and maybe sent overseas or
Or killed and got their organs taken away from them.
yeah.
Or it could be in cahoots. Once they get done using them up or whatever, like the girls could become pregnant or infested with disease or whatever. Once they get done using them for whatever they're using them for, they could be killed and then their organs can be taken. Like it's probably all connected, all in cahoots. That shit is crazy and it's scary.
Word.
So,
So
yeah.
yeah, I mean that just
Well,
makes
I
me
hope this.
just the thought of there being thousands upon thousands upon thousands of missing young black girls and black women and nobody's really making a big deal of it. Like it makes me sad.
Yet you know what's even sadder? You're talking about America. Imagine in Africa, how many uh, girls are kidnapped probably every day. Nobody will talk about
Everywhere. I
it.
feel like
Everywhere.
in every country, the Asians,
Yeah.
in
Asians.
France, like in everywhere. Do y'all remember the movie Taken? Like the movie Taken, like that was years ago, and that shit is still happening. It's not, more. Like you know what I mean? And that shit just touched on it a little bit back then. Like you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that should have taken and the thing is, some of the girls they are fast. They don't have nothing. Like you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So yeah, they kept coming back for that $2,000 massage. Like, I'm gonna go make this quick 2,000 real quick. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Don't realize it until the moment's over that this older person used and abused you.
No, they probably realize it at the moment that they're doing it, but at the same time, I can make this money real quick.
Right. Because I was saying that the people who, abuse these young underage girls, it's your local politician, it's your next door neighbor, it's someone
it's your preacher, your priest,
exactly.
It's your Boy Scout leader, it's your whatever,
Exactly.
People prey on vulnerability.
Exactly.
And that's the sad part about it. Like, somebody might not have a father figure at home. Somebody's parents might be on drugs, and they could be looking at you for pure inspiration, and you looking at them in lust. Like,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think but then I think with all of that being said, we should be freaking outraged that like mental health is not treated as like an actual illness, like, and getting people mentally healthy. You know what I mean?
So what about a child molester? Do you think that they should be in a psychiatric ward, or do you feel like they should be incarcerated?
I mean, they should definitely be incarcerated, but I mean, I'm not a doctor.
That's a great answer. That's a great answer. That's what I want to tackle, because you could use a psychiatric order like sort of like a prison and just not let them out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I mean, and sometimes their security is better than prison security. So I'm not to say that you can't use that as a form of punishment and a way to try to get them well. So I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Do they ever get well? Do they ever get well?
And that's
I don't know.
Why I'm saying I'm not a doctor, because you don't know if they're like, is there a part of their brain that's fucked up? Like, you don't know.
Because I mean, I've heard people say this. It's been a couple of times. Pedophiles are a thing, like, comparable to like being gay. Does that make sense?
I understand what you're trying to say.
Like they didn't have a choice.
They were born that way. Like,
yeah.
It's like,
I feel like I've seen a movie
and they can't help it. I don't subscribe to that, but I've heard people try to throw that out there.
But don't you feel the same thing?
I mean,
but
why would?
Go
ahead.
Now, what I was going to say is, I believe it just for the simple fact, I feel the same way about somebody who's like a mass murderer. They always say sociopaths and like stuff like that. If you got like a history of doing something, maybe you're not. Maybe you are born like that. I don't know.
I wouldn't put it past being born like that or it being innate in them, because we just don't know. We don't know enough about genetics like that. And I know that there are kids that kill. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's kids that kill. So how can you argue, you know what I'm saying, it's something that they learn, or like, you know what I'm saying, something that they seen. There's kids that touch other kids. So, like, I don't know. And those small kids grow up to be adults who touch kids, or adults who, you know what I'm saying, like, do shit. Like, so, like, I don't know. Like, that's a tough argument right there. Like, you just don't, you know what I'm saying?
Answer was a great answer. Like,
it was.
We're not doctors. But at the end of the day, too, it's us as humans to be able to open up about things that possibly can be mental illnesses. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. A lot of times we suppress things and don't share it until it's too late. Like,
and who's to say people can really be born with that type of mental illness? There's nothing you can do about it. You don't know that that's even in them until something happens. Like, you know what I'm saying? We
But that,
all go through something, or we fight a demon on a daily basis, whether we speak about it or not. Like, you know what I'm saying? It might be something that we don't want nobody else to know, but it's not as bad as molesting a kid, or, you know what I'm saying? Something, but somebody fight a demon every day. That's a form of mental issues. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Some people choose to get help for them. Some people are scared to get help for them.
and then
Some people,
the people that are scared to get help for it is the ones that end up acting on it instead of speaking up, talking about.
after you can't fight it for so long, but for so long, that's what I'm saying. Like, do it ever go away? So that the mental institutions, do they help? Keeping them drugged up and doped up on medicine so they don't react to the impulses that they have. Like, you know what I mean? Does that work?
The brain is a sensitive organ, man.
It is, but I'm glad that you said that, because I think that as human beings, we are like prisoners of our own not limitations of knowledge and understanding. So, studies show that we only use a certain percentage of our brain. So, with the more we learn, we don't know what medical information that will come from just being open to having more knowledge. But right now we're prisoners of that, and when I say that, we say, oh well, this can't be possible because from what we know, this times this equals this. Does that make sense?
Yeah, we think we know what
Mm-hmm.
we know,
Mm-hmm.
and there's so much of the unknown out there, and that's
Right.
what we're starting to see with this COVID. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
well, do this, do that, will be cool. No, we're not. when it's something that's unknown, and now hopefully tech. And the thing about scientists, they try to play God and try to predict the future so they could, I guess, do technology to be able to help with things like this. But with this COVID, it's letting you know that there's something that that God will always be one step ahead of us.
Right. And I feel the same way about the discoveries in the universe. Like people, some people, when you say you believe in aliens, people will look at you like you're crazy or a crackpot. But the universe is so vast, like we're only limited to what we know has been discovered or put out there so far. But
Well,
there's so much out there to still learn and discover.
you look at all the animals or the things they found at the bottom of the ocean. It'd be like plants, this animals. It'd be like crazy stuff. So you never know what's out there.
Yeah, you don't know. You just
But
don't know. I always say that the crazy people outweigh the normal vast of people, or because everybody that don't even have common sense. So it's like, that shit is
but
scary.
but who has the power or the notion to be able to separate what's crazy and what's genius?
What's not?
But also, I think, and I know I'm going way into left field with this, but just based off of what you said, with like the crazy people outweighing the normal people, I think a lot of that has to do with our food. Like we don't know what impacts the food has on our
Food
mental
and television,
composition,
man.
and even our genetics, with hormones and things like that are pumped into the chicken that we love so much, or
I blame it on food.
the
and
processing, how it impacts
on
our
television.
brain. That too. Like there's so many things that mess with our brains. So like
Our
you said,
skin products.
our brains are really
Shampoo ain't good for you. Like there's a lot of skin products, that who was doing natural back in 1965, all natural products. Nobody wasn't doing that. There's probably so much stuff.
1965.
Yeah,
You gotta go back a little further.
Well, even in the early 1900s, like nobody was caring about all natural stuff. Man, all that stuff could be handed down to you. People could have like pre-cancer cells in their body from when they was born that they don't know, just because of what I mean, what their great grandparents was doing.
No. I think the opposite. I think way back then people uh were using more natural things because that's what they had.
Really? Was
Yeah.
somebody with the so with the microwave or whatever came out, or not even that?
The
Just
microwave was the beginning of the end. It's like no.
no, that's when we started just packaging up products like Dove
Mhm.
and whatever, like Irish Spring.
But even just think about it, even like back in the 80s, like when we were coming up, mommy, we didn't eating out was a luxury. She cooked at home. She made stuff from scratch. Like we weren't getting
But
a
the
whole
stuff
bunch
that
of.
the stuff she made from scratch had bad stuff in it, like wheat,
I mean,
flour, all that stuff is bad for you.
that's what they're saying, but we don't know how the processing
Well,
changed since then.
Crisco, everybody
But
throwing
look,
in some Crisco.
how many people have you learned from? There's so many people now who have celiac disease than we've ever. You didn't hear about people having that back in the
That's just
80s
because
when we was coming
we
up.
just thought we was lactose intolerant back then.
So
People just ain't go to the doctors back then.
we
And,
did.
and doctors ain't know what the hell was going on either. Like, so
Because
I
they are
think
still practicing every day. They're still studying. That's why they keep coming out with things. Oh, this is that. It might have been, something back in the day they didn't know what it was, but today they know what it is. They slap a label on it, a name on it, give you this medicine for it.
that's what I'm saying, Jess. You talking like you don't remember those big gulp things down in the Kogos.
I remember it, but back then I think people were more used to like cooking for their families and coming home to a home cooked meal and stuff like that. Like, I people weren't eating McDonald's every day back then, whereas
They
that's
was eating
something
a
that
2 for 99 cent hot dogs down in Kogos.
I'm talking about in the 80s.
Togas. That's a real throwback.
So I'm not saying we never went, but when we did go, it was like few and far between because our moms cooked, like most people's parents cooked.
Right.
So
Yeah.
and then too, like okay, so there were Oreo cookies, like for instance, in the grocery store. Yeah, you had them every now and then or whatever, but now you got 15 different varieties of Oreos that you can choose from. Like I think things have just like
But I think some of the product has changed though too, to where the product might be a little bit more. I hate to say this about Oreos, but healthier. I bet you there was a lot of stuff in those Oreos back then that they was like, oh, y'all can't have this in there no more. Just how there was
well,
Coke and Coca-Cola.
right now people are running around talking about Oreos are vegan, which may be true, but vegan does not equal healthy.
Yeah, that's true.
But because you're using that verbiage, it makes it sound good.
I know, but I'm just saying you was allowed to get away with a lot more stuff with the FDA back then. I don't even know if you're allowed to serve a drink over like 32 ounces now in the restaurant, are you?
I don't know.
Oh well, but why are we even talking about this?
I don't know. We went in the left field. But hopefully, Ghislaine Maxwell gets her justice.